everyone, it's Ileana, and I want to show you our latest product, the Misty Tea Ruler. I put a lot of thought into this product. I wanted to create a ruler that was useful to card makers. I put a lot of different markings on it just to help with lining things up. Now this does include two rulers. One is strictly imperial and the other one is metric and imperial. And everybody knows that we are always losing things on our desk, so it's always nice to have two. As card makers, it's really hard to use a 12-inch T-square ruler, so I thought I would make one that was a little more appropriate for card making. The long side of the ruler measures about 6 inches, and the T part of the ruler measures 5 inches. Now you'll see that it's got all kinds of different little markings, and that's just going to make it easier for you to count. I did put measurements on the short side as well as the long side. You'll find that there's a centering ruler along both sides. And the little grids will help you line things up much easier. There is a metal cutting edge on one side, so that should help you with cutting things down. This one has the metric, so you'll have centimeters on one side and centimeters across the short side. It also has a centering ruler on both ends. You'll also notice that the Misty ruler is very thin. It will fit inside of your Misty, so you could use it in the original size Misty, as well as the memory. It is narrow enough, but it will still catch your paper. It's very, very slight, but you will be able to catch your paper on the edge. And the reason why I did that is because I didn't like how conventional rulers always had this large gap, and you're never able to get your pencil right up against that little T part. And so by flattening it out just a little bit, enough to catch paper, you're able to use your pencil right up against the edge, and you're able to make straighter lines. Let me show you. So here you are, it's butted up against the edge, but you're able to get your pencil right up to the corner. With the other rulers, you always had this gap, and so you can never get the tip of your pencil right up in that center section. And so you could use your T-square, and using the guidelines, you're able to make your markings without having to use tick marks. So you're just going to line up your lines with the grid lines, and you're able just to scoot it up and draw your lines. And for those of you that like to make slightly larger cards, you are able to use this with 5x7. So you'll see that it will go across the 5x7. The T part of the ruler is 1 inch, so that will make it a full 7 inches in length if you measure it out in that direction. As I mentioned before, the Misty ruler will fit inside of your Misty, so you could use that like you would a creative corner if you choose to do that. It will fit crosswise, but you do need to be aware of the placement of your hinges. If you have it right over a hinge, you won't be able to close your lid. So just be aware that you can use it in between the hinges. Now let me give you an example of how you can stamp inside your Misty. I've placed the Misty ruler in the corner of the Misty. So it's butted up against the bottom edge. I have my 3 little card strips placed within my Misty, one in the upper corner, one on the very bottom edge, and one inside the T ruler. So I'm picking up my stamps. You always want to make sure that everything is right in the corner. This technique would be absolutely perfect with our new sticky mats, where you can stick everything to the sticky mat, and you can do multiples. Especially if you're doing sentiments with die cuts, that would be the fastest way to get a bunch done at the same time. I hope you have enjoyed this short overview of the Misty ruler. If you can think of other uses of the Misty rulers, leave them in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you check out our new Misty rulers.